have here today? Nick Boner.
One and only.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Great. Now, you're out here in Vegas, where quite a few adult entertainment industry moguls are relocating to, considering a lot of the recent happenings in the adult entertainment industry. But tell me, how did you first get into the porn industry, Nick?
Well, actually, how I got into the industry was I got online. It was an old site called Xpeeps, and I just posted my photos on there, and I spoke with a few people at the adult conventions, and I met a few people at the adult cons and at the erotica LAs, and I held on to their numbers and stuff like that.
So Nick, where are you from? What brought you into porn? Did you ever, as a child, believe that you would grow up and work in adult movies? Tell me about yourself.
Well, actually, it's a funny question because a long time ago when I was a kid, my sister, I don't know, I guess she has psychic powers or something, but she told me that when I grow up that I was going to be a freak dad. And I'd be down if she wasn't wrong. But when I was growing up, I saw a couple of porn movies, and I kind of back when I watched it as a kid, when I was younger, as a teenager, I kind of would fantasize about myself doing something like that, and and being in a porno and doing that. I would think whoa, this is like a great life. You get to fuck hot girls and you get paid for it. Wow, count me in. So, sorry.
It's okay.
I just I've always kind of been like a sexual person, if you will, and I've always sort of had I guess what you call a high sex drive to where I would fit into porn. So I just feel like pretty much it came out like this is like my destiny to do this. So I feel like I like to work, and believe it or not, when I first got into the industry, I was people didn't think that I was going to last a second in this industry when I first got into the industry, because I was very nervous, and I just didn't know what to do. I had to practice a little bit, to get better at it. But I did what I had to do, and I was able to make a name for myself in the industry. And when I've done work in Germany. I did live kinos when I was in Germany for 2 years, and I got a lot of my experience doing that. And just pretty much, my advice to any guy that's trying to get into porn or that wants to be a porn star, because a lot of people, a lot of guys, you have a lot of guys that go to these conventions and they're like, oh, I could be a porn star, it's easy and this and that, but when you get in front of the lights and camera, those nerves hit, and it's like a different story. And the advice to say is that any guy that's trying to get into porn, the mind and body has to be like a perfect team, because they have to both work together. Because if two of those elements aren't working together, you're not going to be an amazing performer. You're not going to give a great scene, even if you're loaded on Viagra, because it's the mind that that controls the body.
It's interesting that you mentioned Viagra, because I've actually had the opportunity to speak with quite a few male porn stars from, the 80s, the early 90s, prior to the Viagra trend. Do you think that part of the reason that certain male talents are resistant to utilizing condoms might be because they have issues with maintaining an erection anyway?
Personally, I don't use Viagra. I've never used it before, and I've never used it in my personal life or since I've been in the industry. So it's like from what I've heard from speaking to Lisa Ansane, she was saying that that back in the old days, it was more like mind over matter. And a lot of it was more like being in shape, you know, in order to do the scenes and stuff like that. That really lays a foundation on it. From like other people that I've spoke to that are very experienced, they told me it's like a lot of it's being in shape, but a lot of people are taking the Viagra. It's like more like a quick fix to deliver a scene and stuff like that. And I've heard that a lot of guys are taking steroids and stuff like that. And I steer clear of all that stuff.
Excellent.
I pretty much try to stay as natural stay natural with it.
Cool.
And with the condom issue, I think that the people are just spoiled, if you ask me, because I don't think that a condom should have anything to do with the erection. I've heard some people say that it has like it makes like slow to erection or something like that. But with me, from my experience, it doesn't make much of a difference. If you're able to get it up, you should be able to get it up, condom or no condom.
Right on. So Nick, what kind of projects do you have in the works right now?
Well, I currently have a new DVD out. It's called World's Biggest Dicks. And it's about what the DVD is about. It's a compilation of like different guys in the industry, big dicks fucking girls, and it's just real hardcore stuff, really good stuff. And yeah, I have that coming out. And I'm also working on another DVD right now, starring myself. It's going to be Sexual Monsters, where it's going to be like I'm planning on getting Gianna Michaels in there, Athena Pleasures. I already have Laura Jensen. I already shot Stacey Adams that's in there. And it's going to be a compilation of like really girls, like really sexual girls that are like really into sex that I'm going to be shooting. And I'm going to be the one doing them in there. Nick Boner.
All right. Now, let me ask you, being that you are one of the larger men in the industry, have you had any girls that are hesitant to work with you, or do you think that most of them just jump right on and ride it?
I've had a couple of them, but for the most part, what's gotten back to me, like most of the girls say that it feels good more so than it's pain. From the report that I've gotten back from it, and for the most part, I think the girls like working with me based on feedback that I've gotten from it.
Very nice, very nice. Now, from my end, I've actually heard that you have quite a large female fan base. I've had many women contact me in regards to you, which is what prompted this interview today. Do you have any special message that you'd like to send out there to all your lady fans?
Yeah, continue stalking me. I love the attention.
Now, right now, the adult entertainment industry seems to be kind of on pins and needles in regards to the ballot initiative for Measure B, which would make condoms mandatory in Los Angeles porn. How do you personally feel about condoms in porn? Do you care? Do you have any thoughts you'd like to share with the public and your fan base about it?
Well, the industry, for a while they had it sort of controlled to where they didn't have to use condoms, to where they were getting tested, I believe. And when you have like cases of syphilis breaking out, like what Mr. Marcus calls, which isn't making the situation any better now that the government's watching the industry with a magnifying glass. But there's been like a few HIV cases that's broke out in the industry, and when you have situations like that are going on in the industry and people aren't really taking control over it and they're not being careful about what they bring onto the industry, it's really a situation that the industry itself created. It's really something that the industry, it's really like the industry's fault that this situation about the condoms have occurred, which I have nothing against it, if it's better for the better safety of my health, I'm like totally for it. But at the same time, when the industry's doing this testing and people are coming up with HIV cases, and then you have Mr. Marcus that's brought syphilis down on the industry using the outdoor tests, and then the government's already looking at it and they're watching the situation with a magnifying glass. So of course they're going to bring a situation like this down on the industry because for the safety of people that are performing it. Because they're looking at the situation like the industry doesn't care about the safety of their performance, and that's the way it appears based on the HIV cases that's breaking out and the past STD cases that's broken out in the industry. They're not. It's apparent that they're not taking care of their performers, and they're not really considerate about the performer's health. And luckily for me, for the 3 years that I've been into the adult industry since 2009, I haven't caught not one STD ever, and I'm very glad of that, and I'm very fortunate. And but now that people are doing different stuff and they're bringing different things on the industry, it's just something that the industry brought up on themselves by not having it controlled enough and not keeping the performers safe.
It's almost
one of the normal rules in the industry. One of the old rules in the industry is you're not supposed to fuck outside the industry. You're supposed to fuck within the industry. Back when they were testing, and people aren't doing that. They're just doing whatever now.
Yeah, it's almost like there should be like a new industry created out in Las Vegas. What are your feelings in regards to some of the Los Angeles porn industry attempting to migrate out to Vegas? Do you think that maybe they should quarantine themselves to where they began, or?
First of all, honestly, I don't want them coming to Vegas. We're trying to. We really don't want them coming to Vegas after how they ruined everything in LA, because they're going to pull the same stuff in Vegas. If the LA porn industry comes to LA, what they're going to do is they're going to take advantage of all the girls that are in Vegas, and they're going to come out here. They're going to make their companies, and they're not going to hire Vegas-based male talent. All of the male talent in LA is going to get all the work, and then we're going to get screwed out of everything. And they're going to come over here and they're going to make all the money and stuff, and then we're going to be screwed out of everything. So we're working on measures to come together to form a base of our industry that will be independent of LA. And but certainly, I'm totally don't want the LA porn industry coming to Vegas at this point, based on the problems that they're having in LA, because they're not going to do anything to bring their problems to Vegas and cause the same situation, and we don't want that.
Well, I personally think that, from our chit chat tonight, you have a lot of really great ideas and a lot of strong points that you've made, to where I think you would be a tremendous leader in a new era of pornography within the United States that possibly is based in Las Vegas. Well, to conclude this interview, Nick, being that you are an independent startup and that you're producing some groundbreaking content right now, is there any particular segment of the industry that you would like to reach out to in regards to progressing your ventures, such as distributors or anything along those lines?
Yes, absolutely. I'm open to all distributors, and I'm looking to get my material distributed all throughout the country and worldwide as well. And any distributor I'm open to all distribution, and I'm totally open to distribute my material to really get my message across to the world, about sexuality and about that it's a beautiful thing, and that's what I want to promote.
So you're really progressing positive sexuality.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We're all about promoting pleasure and promoting just like real life interpersonal relationships. That people in real life situations would have, where they can where it's not only like a fascination to the viewer, but it would also be very educational at the same time to the viewers, I'm looking out for everybody. I'm looking out for people of all walks of life who watch my material. I'm not just directing my material to a certain group of people, but everybody. Whether you're the nerdiest guy on the block, or whether you're the guy in the wheelchair, that's what my material is aimed to. It's aimed to everybody.
And to the talent out there, from what you told me earlier, you're open to casting all sorts of talent. Not just one particular niche. All ethnicities, different body types. That's fantastic.
Yes.
That's very progressive.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I'm open to hiring all different kind of talent because there's all different kind of people who have sex, so it doesn't really matter about. And another thing that I'm doing separate from the industry is that I'm basing all of the talent, whatever nationality the talent is, their talent is going to be based on their skill as a performer. It's not going to be based on their race. It's not going to be a genre based on a certain person's race or anything. It's based on their skill and their style as a performer. That's what I'm promoting. Because everyone has sex, and everyone gets off just like everyone else. So it's not like a big deal about that. But yes.
Well, it sounds to me, Nick Boner, that you are definitely going to be a forerunner in the future of porn, and I look forward to catching up with you in a few months and seeing what you're up to.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. Make sure you check out Nick Boner's future projects. You can catch up with him on pornnewstoday.com, and he will have an upcoming website shortly, which is yet to be announced, but I have a feeling that the press release will be on pornnewstoday.com.
Well, yeah, don't forget to get at me on Facebook and like me too.
What is your Facebook address?
It's nickboner.facebook.
And are you on Twitter?
Yes.
What is your Twitter address?
nickboner.twitter.com.
All right, cool. All right, we'll catch up with you later.
Okay.
Enjoy your dinner.
Okay.